Good Monday morning. I swear I was going to be on time. It was 7:59 and I got distracted. Now it's 8:01. So now I'm technically late. But who's counting, right? Nobody's keeping record, right? How many days am I late? How many days am I on time? How many days am I early? How many days do I miss? Who knows? We don't even know how many days we've done this now, do we? Anyway, I hope you're having a great Monday morning. I hope you're up and at 'em and ready for work or play or whatever you've got on your plate today. And I hope that you've already had some time in the Word. Don't forget to read the Bible a little bit. I put the link to my First John study guide in ebook form in the in the description or whatever that is. So take a look at that. I've also got it on ebook and Kindle. So I mean Kindle or print on Amazon. So take your pick. If you like ebook, Kindle. I worked on some of those this weekend, and I got some lots of changes I'm fixing to make. Anyway, this morning, actually last night when I was working with Chris and had a little issue with his hands and stuff, and so I was kind of down last night, and so I began to cry out this psalm. And so this morning when I got up, and I read a lot of different things this morning, but I kept coming back to this one in Psalm 61 because this gives us David's model. So David was a model. You didn't know that, right? But he was. And he does this over and over and over in the Psalms. He will pour out his heart to God. Then he reminds himself of what God's already done in his life or what he's done previously. Then he makes his declaration. And you'll see this over and over in the Psalms. He follows that pattern every time. So he kind of gives us a model for a cool way to pray. It's not a rule, just but I like it. And I think it's cool. So David starts out in Psalm 61. He says, "Hear my cry, O God, attend to my prayer. From the end of the earth I will cry to you. When my heart is overwhelmed, lead me to the rock that is higher than I." I can't hardly read that without singing it because we used to sing that in the 70s, right? And I still sing it a lot. Sit at the piano, sing that a lot. So he's crying out. He's going, God, I got a prayer. I got a whole bunch on my heart. My heart is overwhelmed. Help me remember how to get to that rock that's higher than me because I'm crying out to you from the ends of the earth. I don't know what to do. I'm overwhelmed. I got all these things on my plate. I got all these things going on. I got all these questions, all these situations and circumstances. What am I supposed to do? So he's crying out to God, and that's the cool thing. We can be so vulnerable with God. We can be so transparent with Him. When I learned that, that brought me such freedom. When I could tell Him, God, I'm just really mad at you right now, and He's not going to cry, and He's not going to walk away and get His feelings hurt. He knew it anyway, right? He already knew it. So we can be open and transparent. We can say, God, I don't even understand who you are. Show me who you are. Or you can say, okay, I got my stuff in a mess. Can you help me get out of this again? You can say anything to him. I'm not talking about being disrespectful or, you can ask him why. I was brought up with saying, don't ask, never ask why. I'm like, why not? Don't ask why. But why can't we ask why? I don't understand. So I can ask God. He may not give me an immediate answer. He may not give me an answer at all. But I can say, God, I don't understand why this happened, or I don't understand why that happened. Why has this happened in my life, or why am I seeing this in people's lives that I love? So there's it's okay. Talk to God. He's really there. He really hears you, and He knows what you're really thinking. So even if you're thinking one thing and saying another, He's just going, I know you're thinking something else. I know that's not really what you're thinking. I know you're not really being honest with me. Trust me. Trust God enough to be honest with Him about your feelings, about your thoughts, your desires, your frustrations, the things that give you joy. You trust him enough to be honest with him. That's the thing with David. He trusted God enough to be honest with him. And if you look at Psalms, sometimes he said things I'm going, really? David said that. Oh my goodness. So he says this prayer. And then he has this part where he reminds himself. So verse 3 of Psalm 61 says this. Let me start back at verse 1. Hear my cry, O God. Hear me, God. This is my prayer. God, please hear me today. Listen to my prayer. I'm crying to you from my wits' end. I don't know what to do anymore. I'm crying to you. My heart is overwhelmed. Lead me to that rock I know I can stand on, I can hide behind. Lead me to that shelter. Give me your protection, God. Protect my spirit, my soul. Then he says, for you have been a shelter for me. You have been a strong tower from the enemy. He reminds himself of who God is. Oh, yeah. You've already been protecting me from the enemy. You've already been a shelter for me. Oh, yeah, I remember that. He's like, God, I need you. I need you. Help me fast. Oh, yeah, you are my shelter. You are my refuge. You do protect me from the enemy. You protect me from my own thoughts and my own destruction sometimes. So he says this prayer exactly how he feels it. Then he reminds himself of who God is. And then after he does that, he makes declarations. I will abide in your tabernacle forever. I will trust in the shelter of your wings. Further on down, he says, I will sing praise to your name forever. I will daily perform my vows. And so he has this model, and I started some notes on this because if you look at the Psalms, this is so through the Psalms where he has his heartfelt prayer, his reminder of, oh yes, you have been a shelter for me. So I'm just going to, and then my declaration, I'm going to continue trusting you. Isn't that an amazing little model? And I'm not saying you got to pray like this every time. I don't pray like this every time. But when I come back to this and I see this, I go, this is amazing because he has his request. He reminds himself of what God's done in the past. And maybe that's his way of encouraging himself to trust God one more day, one more time, one more round, one more bout, right? And then he makes his declaration. Here's my prayer. Here's what I know you've already done. Here's what I am committing to today. I will praise your name. I will hide in you as my shelter. I will run to you because I know you're my rock. I will sing praises to you. I'm going to praise you in the midst of the storm. I'm going to praise you in the midst of the all this stuff that's going on in verse 1 and 2. I'm overwhelmed. I don't even know. I don't even have words to pray. But you've always been a rock. You've always been my strong tower. I'm going to run to you, and I will trust you with this day. I will trust you with these emotions. I will trust you with these circumstances. I will trust you with my physical being, my mental being, my soulish, my whole soul, mind, will, and emotions. I'm going to trust you today, and I'm just going to sing your praises, and I'm going to let you sort it out. Because when I sort it out, whoo, do I get a big mess, right? So today, be honest with him. He already knows. He already knows if you're angry, if you're sad, if you're hurt. He already knows if you're happy, if you're I don't know what else is there happy and content, right? He already knows. So talk to him. Like he's really there because he really is, and just be open and honest with him. He knows anyway. So trust him enough. Trust him enough to really pour your heart out there. Then remind yourself, what has he done for you? I can list all the healings I know that have happened in my family and to me, myself, and I. I can list those things. I can list the times, I know times he's provided. He's been my provider all these years. I know when he's provided, and I know he's going to continue to provide. List those things that he's done for you in your mind. Write them out in a journal. That's even better. Man, when you start writing that, it really flows when you write because you have to think about it as you process it. So I would suggest to get a journal or a notebook and just start writing out the things you know God's already done for you. And then write out your declarations too. I will trust you today. Sometimes it's I will trust you in this moment. I will trust you for 10 seconds. That's all the faith I've got. And then you know what? Start there. Start there. It's okay. It's okay. God knows. And it's okay. It's okay. I will abide in your tabernacle. I will trust in the shelter of your wings. I will sing your praise today. And so my declaration right now is I'm going to trust you with all these things I got piled on my plate for today. I'm going to trust you to navigate me through this day with wisdom, with determination, with your strength. And I will just sit back and sing your praise. I will trust you. That's my declaration for today. I'm going to trust you, God, with everything on my plate. I'm going to trust you with my life. I'm going to trust you with my situations. I'm going to trust you with my circumstances. And you know what? That's when you get peace. When you give him all those cares, his peace guards your heart and your mind, not just your eternal being, not just your heart, your mind too. Isn't that amazing? God is so amazing. Trust him with your plate today. Trust him. He is worth it. And make your declarations. Remind yourself of things he's done. If you think he hasn't done anything, send me a direct message. I will help you find things that he has done for you. I promise. We'll find something he's done for you. You're breathing. Take a breath. You're alive. He gave you life. There you go. You don't even have to DM me now, right? So make your declaration. declaration. Make your declaration today. I'm going to trust you today. I'm going to praise you today. I'm going to serve you today. And embrace that peace that he gives. Walk it out. Peace out. May grace and peace be multiplied to you today, and I'll see you tomorrow.